Hello, it is October 26th, 2016. It's a Friday. I'm here in the bee yard, apiary, whatever you want to call it. And you can tell I'm here right next to the hives. I don't have any of my protective gear on because there's just not much activity right now. It's kind of cool today. It's cool enough for me to be in a jacket. It's in the 50s. I'm hoping that's why there's not much activity. I've been having trouble. I got some top feeders to feed some 2-to-1 water, sugar water. I got two of the Ceracell feeders that I love them. I love both the feeders when you're feeding 1-to-1 sugar water. It doesn't tend to crystallize, turn back into crystals. The 2-to-1 sugar water, for some reason, I don't know if it's something that I'm doing or if it's just that's the way it goes. It's crystallizing, and in the Ceracell feeders, it's clogging up the little gaps where the sugar water comes up and the bees can get to it. In the Man Lake feeders, it's clogging up the screens, so I'm not sure the bees are even getting to the sugar water. There was some sugar water that I spilled at the house, which is probably, I think we measured it one day, it's like 600 yards that direction. And they were just flocking all over the little bits of sugar water and sugar that I dropped on the porch when I was mixing this up. And they were also smelling the sugar water in the buckets when I had it in my truck, and they were going crazy over it. So I'm worried that they're not even being able to get to the sugar water in the hives. So what I'm doing today is a very simple fix for that in both of them for the 2-to-1. I won't do this in the spring because they're both more than adequate for the 1-to-1 sugar water. I haven't had any trouble with it with the 1-to-1 crystallizing. I don't know if they just eat it so fast it doesn't have a chance, or it just won't. The way I'm mixing my 2-to-1 is I'm putting the water in a big pot, and I heat it up with a burner, and as I dump the sugar into the pot, I'm stirring it with a paint stirrer with a drill, just like I mix my 1-to-1. And I heat it up to about 170 to 180 degrees to make sure that the crystals are good and it's all dissolved. I even stick my finger down in there and taste it. I don't feel any grains of sugar when I do that. So it's completely dissolved. But for some reason, when I put them in the feeders, it tends to crystallize. So, and I'll show you that here in a minute when I do my little fix. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the screens out of the Man Lake feeders, and I'm going to take the little plastic inserts out of the Ceracell feeders, and I'm going to put in some straw. I've got some straw here that I'm just going to stick in there. It floats. I saw that there's a YouTube channel that I follow. It's University of, I can't remember the name of it. It starts with a G, because I thought it was University of Georgia when I first clicked on it, but I noticed that they talk kind of funny. So it's actually a university up in Canada. So yeah, it's Guelph or something, I think is the way. I'm not sure. University of Guelph. I'll put a link to it in the comments or down in the description. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill all the feeders up today. I'm not going to use my full suit. There's just not that many bees flying, and I don't feel like putting that thing on. So I'm just going to use my hood and veil, my helmet and veil, excuse me. And then I'm gonna do that. First, I'm going to go through and I'm going to probably do the 2 Ceracells, because all I have to do is pop those inserts out. But the Man Lake feeders, I've got to take a screwdriver and take the screens out, because they've got little screws to hold the screens in. What I'll probably have to do is fill them up with sugar water, stick the straw down in there and then take those off. I don't want a bunch of bees up on me getting mad while I'm doing that. So I'll probably go ahead and do that. Taking the inserts and the screen is probably going to be the last thing that I do today. And I'm hoping that will get them through. There'll be enough sugar water in there to get them through the winter. Because after this, I'm going to come back in a couple weeks and I'm going to see if they still got any in there. If they do, I'm going to leave it. If not, I'm going to take the straw out and I'm just going to start feeding them just dry sugar. I'm tired of dealing with the 2-to-1 sugar water, and it's just giving me trouble. So I made some fondant a while back. I'm going to probably feed that first because I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. And then I'm going to just start pouring dry sugar in there. The rest of the winter, I'll just make sure they have sugar. So anyway, be back in a second. Here's what I'm talking about. It's 2-to-1. It was 2-to-1. Now it's just crystals. This has still got some 2-to-1 in it. So I don't know if they're just not using that or if they can't get to it. I came around the other day when I was here and I used my hive tool and I chipped away at it. It looks like that bunch there could get to it. They've also got 2 honey supers. This one here's only got 1, so if they've already filled their honey super, they may not be using it. So but anyway, I'm going to move this. I'm going to put some sugar water in there, some straw, and then I'm going to take all the inserts out and just let the bees have free reign to it. This other hive, or this other feeder, I'm going to go ahead and finish filling it up, put the straw in it, and take those inserts out too. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, here's what I got in my Ceracell feeders. These 2 feeders here. I'm going to try to clean this up a little bit and make sure there's not any gaps. I don't want any robbing going on. But what I've got to do now is come through here and take out all these inserts, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do, even when it's not all crystallized. And I mean, you kind of have to, whoops, okay, well, I keep pushing the volume button, which keeps taking pictures. So all right, it's got a little tab right there that goes under that you kind of have to get everything around. So I may get a screwdriver and pop that out. Okay, here I am back at my truck. I had to get some water to wash my hands because I got sugar water all over me. But I want to show you what's going on. Ooh, what's going on with my Ceracell feeders. You can see that has crystallized all the way around the inside, which is cut off all of the little ways that sugar water goes in there. So they're not getting any sugar water. They're not getting anything. So I'm glad I decided to do it this way. This thing weighs 3 times what it usually does because of all that crystallized sugar on the bottom of it. And I don't know why my sugar water is crystallizing like that. Anyway, let me take my water with me because I gotta wash my hands. I need to get these hives closed up before I start a robbing frenzy. But here's what I've done. Taking off all the inserts. I'm starting to get a few mad bees, so I probably need to close these up. Yeah. I got stung. That's what I get for not wearing any gloves, but I didn't want to wear any gloves because I knew I'd get everything. I'd get sugar water all over everything, and I have. My phone's got sugar water on it, my hands, my jacket, everything. So anyway, So that was my fix for those. I'm gonna start these now, and I'll do these two right here at the same time like I did those Ceracell. I am gonna button up my sleeve because I got stung right on the wrist. But anyway, I'll start this back when I show you what I've got. Okay, here's what I've got. See the crystallization? There's bees in there. They're acting like they want to get to it, but you can tell it's crystallized in there, and here on the sides. Same thing in this one. Okay, problem I've got now is these screens don't want to come out. So I put my gloves on because I don't know if these things are stuck down in there somehow. Well, they sure act like they're stuck. I don't know if they've got them glued in there, or if they've got some screws in the bottom of them. I didn't remember screws being in there, or if it's just, like I said, just the sugar water in there's got them all. Oh, well, I tore it, so that's, well, that's gonna have to do. So I have to replace that screen this summer, or fall, winter, whatever, this spring. I don't know how in the world I'm supposed to get that off of there. Well, whoops, don't do that. Oh, well, they definitely have a way in now, but I've got some mad bees right now. They are not happy with me being here at all. So I'm gonna close this one up. All right, maybe I can, I don't know. Don't know. I'm really confused on why this thing's not coming open, because you would think that would come up. I tore that. Well, I can tear that and bend it back. They can get in. Do it on both sides maybe. I got some bees that are mad. They don't want me in here. All right. Well, look at that. Boy, they're coming out at me now. Okay. Yeah, it's time to close that one up. Yeah, okay, let's go. Let's back up. They're not happy. All right. Okay, well, maybe I can figure out on this one before I get them riled up. Maybe I can figure out what the problem is, because right now all I can see is 3 screws. Yeah, see, I think that this thing's just all I think it's, yeah, see, I may have to go get my see, they're not able to get to that. See, there's no way that they can get to that. That's stuck that down so hard. Oh Lord, have mercy, I didn't see that. I think I've got some robbing trying to go on here. Let's see if I can. Maybe if I break that loose, maybe I can pull that screen out. I don't know. Guess I probably need to try it just before I put all the sugar water and straw in there. These are the newer version of the Man Lake top feeders. They were having a lot of trouble with dead bees, drowned bees in the first one. And from what I heard, it was because they had like gaps in the corners and stuff. Well, they fixed that with a little more plastic. So let's see if that helps. Not that I can tell. Oh gosh. I don't know if they've glued this down, or like I said, if this is just, because I can't get it to come up at all. So I'm gonna have to rip the corners out of it, or ends out of it again. Okay, I'm gonna finish these up. I'll be back. Okay, I've got all those done. That's the only one I've got left. That is my mean hive, or my aggressive hive. So I've got just about enough to fill that up in that bucket. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill that up very quickly, put some straw in it, and get the heck out of here, because I am not wanting to deal with those bees right now, because they are nasty. All right, I got to retie my hood too. Anyway, that's all I'll show for this one, because I'm done. Okay, I know I said that was the last of it, but I just wanted to show you how bad my sugar water is crystallizing. So I'm going to finish filling this one up. I'm going to put my straw in it, tear my ends like I have been, and I'm going to get the heck out of here.